Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
All right, we have a ton of stuff to get to today on the program. Terry Norvelle coming to you. Of course, if it's Thursday, well, that means it is Sliders Oyster Bar right here in Neptune Beach. No, contrary to rumors going around in North Central Florida, we have not broken off and floated into the Atlantic Ocean. A lot of rain, but not raining right now. Come down, say hi, enjoy some of the best seafood, the freshest seafood you will find anywhere right here at Sliders Oyster Bar. They specialize in safe harbor seafood from that dock right there to your plate. It doesn't get any fresher than that. Terry Norvelle here. We hope to hear from Patrick Young maybe in the second hour. Patrick had the speaking engagement in Gainesville, and he's kind of making his way back. And with the rain and him driving, I said, Patrick, kind of hang tight, my man. So we may or may not hear from Patrick Young here on the Young and Norvelle Show in hour number 2. But we will persevere. We'll battle through a lot of stuff to get to. A little bit later on the program, we'll visit with Stuart Weber, our buddy from Action Sports Jacks. Stuart and his entire team, obviously Brent Martineau and the group, they do a wonderful job covering local and regional sports. The Jaguars, the Gators, the Seminoles, on and on and on. Stuart has a good handle on the Jaguars and the Gators. He and I were in Gainesville for the Miami game. As a matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, I'm sure Stuart will be there this Saturday, Florida and Texas A&M. We'll get into that game, kind of break that thing down. A lot of NFL news and notes, including a little bit of a tip of the hat to Tyreek Hill. No, he hasn't gone across the board and thrown his hands up and really said, hey, man, I was wrong. But he reached out a little bit as a grown man, and I tip my hat to Tyreek Hill. We'll talk about what he did. The AFC Power Poll for this week is out. Where do the Jaguars stand on that? But with all that, we got a lot of stuff coming up, including Major League Baseball to talk about. The Braves, where are they at? I want to get back to the Jacksonville Jaguars and Everbank Stadium. Obviously, Everbank is in the financial institution. They're a bank. Everbank. If you know anything about financial institutions, banking, that industry, that world, the money world, the dollars and cents world may be the most stodgy, tight, black gets you to white. The numbers don't lie. If you want this mortgage, it's going to divide by this many months and you owe this. Money, finance. Finance is a serious game, and banking is a serious game. I tip my hat to Everbank, the corporation that it is, and I also tip my hat to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if you heard this. It came down an hour or so ago. I think it was very recent. There is a push, and I think it's going to be set by this Sunday when all the Jaguar fans roll into Everbank Stadium and the TV cameras fire up. I don't know who did it. I don't know what side they were on. Were they on the Jaguars side? Were they on the Everbank side? But there has been an agreement between the Jaguars and Everbank, and they've already got an agreement, a naming rights agreement. But the Jaguars are going to kind of rename and rework the signage at and around and what they call the stadium that the Jaguars play their home games. The new name is going to be not Everbank Stadium, but Trevor Bank Stadium. A little play on words. And the cool thing is, really from the banking industry, Everbank, the banking industry's tight, man. They're messing with people's numbers and money, and that's a serious game. And that's kind of why I tip my hat. Somebody, I don't know if it was a Jaguar marketing person, an Everbank marketing person, a collaboration of two, I think that is really, really cool. The Jacksonville Jaguars, if you think about the history of the Jaguars, yes, we're coming up right at 30 years old, the Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a puppy when it comes to the NFL franchises. Jacksonville, Carolina, the same time. Houston, a little bit later, I guess. Baltimore, the Ravens, well, they came around because they lost a friend. Yeah, I mean, the Jaguars, it's tough for the Jacksonville Jaguars to be kind of cutting edge and innovative because the rest of the NFL has about a 100-year head start on the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is cool. I think this is groundbreaking. You've taken a star, and I think it's a tiny bit risky, but you've taken a star player and you've melded that player's name into a marketing campaign. Now, I say it's a little risky, but it also speaks to, I think, Trevor Lawrence, his character, his family's character, because they're going to change a lot of the signage. They're going to change what they reference the stadium that the Jaguars play their home games in. It's now going to be referenced and signaged, if that's a word, Trevor Bank Stadium. A play on the words, Trevor Bank Stadium. I think that's really cool. I think it's really ballsy of the Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars are probably, and I feel confident saying this, and I'm not burying the Jaguars, I would say the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise, one of 32 in the NFL, is probably and has probably been the most innocuous franchise in the league. And we may have my buddy Zach, and I'm not sure if we've got the technology for you to fire up, but I'd like to get your thoughts as well.
We have the technology and the steady hand to pull up.
Hey, buddy.
Like that. What's up?
Good. I like the shirt. It's a little bit late in the season, but I like the shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in the, no white after Labor Day, no Hawaiian shirts after summer.
Okay, I like it a lot. But would you agree and I'm not burying the Jaguars, but if you said of the 32 NFL franchises, which franchise is the most innocuous? And I'll take it a step further. If tomorrow the NFL world woke up and they were told, hey, one franchise is gone, if it was the Jaguars, I think that would be the 32nd most important. I think the rest of the league would go, oh, okay. Is that fair to say? Probably the most, because Carolina's gone to a couple of Super Bowls, for God's sakes, right?
Yeah, Carolina would be, I mean, they'd be really at the top of the pecking order. I mean,
I've been to a Super Bowl.
They have, yeah, they've been to two. I like to play. I like to play nice with the Jaguars. I mean, I like to see them do. I think the Arizona Cardinals would also be a team you would mention that I try to sphere.
Am I making too much? I think this is really cool. You know the banking industry. We all know the banking industry. The financial industry is a tight ass, black and white. A gets you to B. The numbers don't lie. If you want a $400,000 mortgage, if you're only bringing in this much, the math doesn't work. I think it's really cool that somebody, at least with Everbank, signed off. I don't know if they thought of this or the Jaguars, but they had to sign off. Isn't that cool? I've never heard of this. You're taking your naming rights and you're tying it to a player on the home team. I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool for the Jaguars.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a nice play on words. It definitely you definitely want to win the first game that you do something like that, and you don't want to get like a bad like stain on it. So I think the Browns coming into town
helps.
It will, yeah, it helps. And God, what a tale of two different career paths from where they were both at Clemson. Deshaun Watson. I mean, he's really on a completely. I mean, he's had all the allegations. He's on the second team. He's struggling, and then on the other side, you got Trevor Lawrence, who's getting the stadium named after him. So yeah.
Now let's back up a couple of things. I want to get to what you said about Deshaun, Trevor, same college, blah blah blah.
Right.
There's also a real, in my opinion, tip of the hat to Trevor Lawrence, who he is, his wife, his family, because think about it. Everbank and the Jaguars just saddled up and they tied their name to Trevor Bank. They are banking on this guy's not going to get a domestic tomorrow night or a DUI a month, right? The last thing you want is, so they're banking on, they're saying Trevor Lawrence is such a stand-up guy. He's in such a stand-up guy place. He's from a, right? Because the last thing I need is Trevor Lawrence to get pulled over like Tyreek Hill the other night. And you go, oh, by the way, that stadium is named after that guy with a domestic event in his history. Right? So there's a tip of the hat to Trevor Lawrence and his family for this as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's how you get in these endorsement deals, is you want to kind of be able to toe the company in line. Much like how, Patrick Mahomes has his whole State Farm deal. He's a guy they feel like they can trust with their brand. I mean, Trevor certainly feels like a guy that you can trust with your brand. He's one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. He kind of needs to perform on the field. I look for him too. I think he can.
If you're those marketing people between Everbank and the Jaguars, and obviously this is a deal that's been talked about for probably a couple months, you're the first thing you're banking on is make sure the guy we're using, Trevor Lawrence, is an upstanding guy that's not going to get his name sullied. Because if Trevor Lawrence's name gets sullied, then this renaming of the stadium gets sullied. So they really trust in Trevor Lawrence. I want to go back to a couple things you said, Zach Rothrock, our producer here. It's a Thursday edition. We've got a lot to cover today on the program. It's going to be a fun show. Stay with us. Deshaun Watson, Clemson guy, great career at Clemson. Everybody said he's going to be a star in the NFL, high draft pick.
Next Michael Jordan is what Dabo Sweeney said. He said he will be the NFL's Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence, kind of the same thing. Clemson guy, hellacious college career.
Oh, yeah.
Won at the highest level. And they've kind of gone like this, right? A little bit. Deshaun Watson, his football style is, if we go back 7-8 years ago when he's at Clemson, if it was that long ago, his style of play was what everybody was saying. That's the new NFL style of play. I mean, he's had some flashes, but Deshaun.
I mean, he kind of, I think he had more than flashes. I mean, he had his first 3, maybe even 4 years. He was, tremendous. But then he had the whole allegations came out. It feels like he's just a whole different guy.
Yeah. And again, Deshaun Watson is a guy, and I know a lot of it's allegations. I don't know. Some of it's true. Some of it's not true. Deshaun Watson's a guy that Everbank Stadium / Everbank would never cut that type of deal because of his history.
Feels like it. I mean, you would also think that no one would even pay the guy a $230 million contract, but I mean, the Browns opened up and did it.
And Zach, we're coming up on our first break here. We'll get to this as we go. We got a bunch of picks, but I will say this. I'm going to come out early before we get to our picks and say, is that mine? Where'd that come from? Okay, yeah. Dan. Whoa. Dan is there. Yeah, we got a guy, Dan, who is a big listener and viewer, and I think he's from Dallas. He's in town going to the Gator game, and I think he just bought me. Of course, I can't drink it, because I'm a professional.
Obviously not.
Zach. So
obviously, definitely not going to shotgun it during the commercial.
If we do this later and it's down to here, well, there's a lot of people here, and I'm going to probably let them drink it. But I want to thank Dan. But yeah, you couldn't cut a deal with Everbank and Deshaun Watson's team because his reputation is
might.
Yeah. I'll say this as we go to break, though, and we've got plenty of time. I'm going to make some picks, and Patrick has some picks. We have our, we have a show versus show contest going on, right? You know about that, right?
Oh, yeah. Did everyone pick Nebraska to beat Colorado?
I don't know. We'll look back. I know.
So we're not paying attention to the other guys. I know we did.
Yeah. No. We were 4-2. The other one show was 5-1, so we're trailing. But I think does Casey have his own show? Saturday College Show, the No Names.
I think so. That sounds right.
Yes. And they were in third. But anyway, we'll get to the Jaguar game. But I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. I think the Jaguars win straight up Saturday. Sunday. I think the Jaguars, man. I think Deshaun and the Browns, and it looks like Njoku, the tight end, is not going to play. He. I don't know if you remember last year's game. Njoku, the former Miami Hurricane tight end, absolutely killed the Jaguars last year. 6 catches, 91 yards.
It's like tight ends killed the Jaguars a lot, but
he did.
He did for sure.
Touchdowns. I think that I'm letting one of my picks, me and Patrick, our picks getting out. I think the Jaguars. I think it's an easy win Sunday. And it better be, because they're going to be
favored, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think they are by 3.5. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
But Zach, I think you've listened enough this week. The curse of the NFL 0-2. You do not want to start 0-2 in this league. The numbers say 11% make the playoffs. So it's the Jaguar. It's a must-win for Jacksonville. I think they win going away. I think they're going to blow the Browns out. What do I know? We will see. Zach, hang tight. We're going to take a quick break here. We got some picks to get to. We need you to help us with our picks, and we are going to give away 2 tickets to Saturday's Florida-Texas A&M football game in Gainesville. We've got 27 people that applied. We're going to do a drawing before much longer, and somebody's going down to Gainesville for absolutely free to take in Florida-Texas A&M. We'll get to that game. Tyreek Hill, the AFC Power Poll, where do the Jaguars stand? We've got Major League Baseball news and notes, including the Braves hanging on by a thread. A lot to get to, including Stuart Weber from Action Sports Jacks about 4:35, breaking down Jaguar football, Gator football, and all other things in sports. That and a whole lot more. Stay with us. It is a Thursday edition. Terry Norvelle and you coming to you from the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
All right, hang tight. We're going to give away 2 tickets to the Florida-Texas A&M game coming up on Saturday. We've got 27 people that have put their name in the hat, and we're going to draw a little bit later, and I will get those tickets electronically to you. We've done it 2 times in a row, and people love it. Free tickets. Who doesn't love free tickets? Thursday, Sliders Oyster Bar featuring Safe Harbor Seafood. Terry Norvelle here on the patio. Love it. Good weather, man. The temperature, it stopped raining right now down here at the beach, and the temperature is wonderful. Too much rain, but it's good to get this temperature down. A lot to get to. We'll visit with Stuart Weber from Action Sports Jax. We'll catch up on Stuart and all of his assignments coming up this weekend. Obviously, Jaguars, obviously Gators. Florida State plays a game. I don't think that's a given that FSU wins. I think that's going to be a dogfight for Florida State when they take on Memphis. Zach Rothrock, our producer extraordinaire. I don't know if you understand the news that came out from the former Pac-12 conference. Do you understand what's going on? They had a huge press conference. The conference known formally as the Pac-12, whatever you want to call it right now.
Pac-2, yeah.
Yeah. Did you see what came out this morning? And I'm being serious here.
I
They
did not. I'm looking right now.
They landed FSU. You didn't see that?
I did not see that.
The conference formerly known as the Pac-12. It's everywhere. How have you not seen it? They have landed FSU. You didn't hear about that?
I did not hear about that. I had to edit 14 videos today. I had a lot of stuff to do, but yeah.
Fresno State University is one of 4 teams that the Pac-8, Pac-6, Pac-2, they are adding, and I've got it somewhere.
Now I see where the trolling comes. Now I see. Okay.
I'm being facetious here,
I
but
see.
It was announced this morning that the Pacific Football Conference, whatever number you want to call it, Washington State, Oregon State are the 2 in it. They've added 4: Boise State, Fresno State, San Diego State, and somebody else. But the troll going around the world this morning was FSU found their new conference, the Pac-12 or Pac-8 or whatever. So that gives them 6 schools, I think. They need 8 to be a legitimate conference. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, that's Fresno State, not Florida State.
Close enough. Fresno State probably beat Florida State right now.
You know what? I'm glad you said it and I didn't have to, but I was thinking to myself, it probably wouldn't be too bad of a football game coming up, right?
Yeah, Colorado. I think Colorado State is the one, the other one. Boise, San Diego State, Fresno State.
I think were they the final? And there's talk, obviously, the bylaws of the NCAA says to be a recognized conference, you have to have 8 members. Right now, they have 6 members, 4 that they just added, plus Washington State and Oregon State. So the Pac-12. Now, I don't think, even if they add 2 more to get to 8, and they are an accepted Division I conference. You see where I'm going? To be an accepted Division I conference, You have to have at least 8 members, the bylaws say. With that said, if the Pac-6 right now, and word is they're going to go grab, this one and this one, I don't think that means they're getting in the playoff. That conference won't be strong enough to get an automatic bid. I don't think this messes with the automatic bid.
That's going to be my question. Was that at what point would they be eligible for an automatic bid and move it to 5 instead of just 4?
Well, I think the NCAA structure as it is right now would say your conference isn't good enough to get an automatic. Because you can't bend over backwards and just say, oh, you've got 8 teams. You're a legitimate conference. We're giving you an automatic bid into the playoff. Because if that's the case, I would sit around and go, wait a minute. Why don't I go ringlead a really weak conference? Why don't I go get a bunch of Southern Misses and East Carolinas and say, we've got a conference. Do we get a bid? No. I don't think this league at all. The only path they would have to get into the 12-team conference playoff or championship playoff, which is going to go 14, would be they would have to have a champion good enough to get an at-large bid. I don't think that conference at all. I mean, you can't give a guaranteed freebie to a conference with Boise, San Diego State. No, that's never going to happen. Never. But it helps them out because these are all Division I schools, and it helps them out from a scheduling standpoint. They're all together. They can play each other, because a lot of times you have trouble scheduling. You don't want it like Notre Dame. There's a reason Notre Dame years ago, they want to be independent. They want to control their destiny. They want to put their schedule together. But Notre Dame looked up about 15, 20 years ago and said, damn, everybody's in a conference-ish but us. They've got so many committed games. We have trouble, Notre Dame, filling 12 games. So that as a true independent. So Notre Dame went to the ACC and said, hey, man, we're never going to join your conference, but would you mind if we commit? We want to play 5 of your schools a year. That'll help half our schedule. That's why Notre Dame went to that.
Yeah, right.
That's why they went to that. Hey, the biggest news probably this week in college football is in the broadcast booth. Have you heard the news, Zach? Have you heard the news?
What's happening?
The Beth is back.
I mean, that is. I do know who that is, and what city she gonna be in.
The Beth. Do you know who the Beth is?
I think her last name is Mullins, the ESPN announcer. Moen, yeah.
With the most irritating voice in the history of broadcasting. We've been wondering for 2 weeks.
Swamp?
Where is the Beth? Well, here's the deal. She has not done a college football game this year, Beth Mullins. And as I understand it, she's big into tennis broadcasting. So I think she was tied up with the U.S. Open, right? The U.S. Open is always Labor Day week, and it lasts the first couple weeks. I think because, hey, Tulsa versus Oklahoma Saturday. Guess who's on the play-by-play?
Every game.
The Beth. Hi, everybody. I'm Beth Mullins coming to you from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Have you listened to her before? The voice kills you.
I mean, yeah, it is a little. I mean, it's tough. Tulsa versus Oklahoma. I'm definitely gonna make sure I listen. I'm gonna watch that with full audio on. I think I'm gonna take notes.
You're going full audio on that, are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna take notes and try to learn from it.
I love Beth. I love her. She's a talented broadcaster. She's good at what she does, but her voice. Oh, you ever? And we talked about this on the show not long ago. I think with Bianchi. Yeah, when we had Bianchi on last Friday, somehow we got talking about the building, the eyesore on I-4. You know, that building that's been built for about 20 years. It sat on I-4, and it became its own entity. There's a website. They sell T-shirts, and it's finally built. Beth Mullins is kind of like that in the broadcasting world. People, we don't hate her. She's good at what she does. But Zach, she's in the broadcasting field with an irritating voice. You can't be a brain surgeon with a shaky hand, right? I mean, that just right. Am I right? You could say, hey man, I know the cortex, I know the brain. By the way, big word, cortex, right?
That's something.
I know, Zach, you could know the human brain better than anybody in the world. You could know, okay, this part of the brain controls that. Here's why they don't have feeling in their arm. Here's why they don't have this, that. I know everything about the brain. But Zach, can you send that person in to do brain surgery if they've got a shaky hand, right? You can't send them in. Well, she's got a bad voice in broadcasting. Talk to me.
I mean, yeah, I don't really necessarily want to jump off the top rope and elbow slam.
You're too nice.
Yeah.
You're too damn nice. You know that?
I might be. Yesterday when I said I couldn't be a salesman, you told me I was too mean. So where is the happy median?
Well, let me back up. Here's the happy median. I'm paying you to produce this show, so you better start linking on my side, pal. All right.
I have to elbow drop from the top rope Beth Mowens, who's done literally nothing to me or my family ever.
All I know is we're about to go to break, and hopefully we've got Stuart Weber, our buddy from Action Sports Jacks. I want to catch up with Stuart. I saw him in Gainesville for the Miami game. He covers the Jaguars as much as anybody. With that said, Zach, as we go to break, everybody out there, everybody watching, everybody that knows the Beth, like we know the Beth Mowens, she's back. She's got her first game this year, Oklahoma, Tulsa, this Saturday. With that, I'm going to call for a quick moment of silence. I want everybody to pray. Dear broadcasting gods, I pray that my favorite team, and that's up to you, whoever your favorite team is, you fill in the blank, can make it through the 2024 college football season without Beth Mowens getting assigned to our game. Are you ready to pray that prayer? Here we go. Give us 3 seconds, Zach, and I'll call for break. Let's take a break here on the Young and Norvelle Show on a Thursday. We're live at Sliders Oyster Bar. We hope to catch up with Stuart Weber. You know him from television. Stuart does a great job on Action Sports Jacks. We'll talk some ball, a lot of stuff with Stuart on the other side. It is a Thursday edition, the Young and Norvelle Show, on a rainy but pleasant Thursday from the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jacks with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. is more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meat, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
From the Buddy Martin show.
Are we back? There we are. Hey, we're back. It's a Thursday edition, the Young and Norvelle show. Hey, Zach, thanks for the countdown, my man. Zach, producer extraordinaire. Can you pop on? Where was the countdown there? Zach, one.
Hello.
Zach,
the countdown was in your ear the entire time from 2 minutes all the way down, as per usual.
Well, number one, I got Dan Bond, one of the great Gator fans of all time. Dan's a great supporter of our show, a lot of shows. How the heck are you?
Doing great.
You're from Texas.
I'm live in Dallas, Texas, originally from Ponte Vedra Beach, born and raised Ponte Vedra.
There you go. Came in for the Gator game in Gainesville. Right. Remember now, Dan, I live my life. God and Santa are listening. Did you hear a countdown?
I did not hear a countdown.
He did not hear a countdown. Sir. We're just
I hit the same button that I was using to talk to you a few minutes ago.
Go to the replay booth.
And I also said that we have Stuart Weber in studio in your ears.
One quick second, Stuart. We got to give away some Texas A&M tickets. Dan, I've kind of known you through social media. You appear to be a honest, high integrity guy. I need you to tell us to pick one number.
Okay.
We have 27 entries that want to win our tickets, 2 tickets to Saturday's game, Gators and A&M. Do you swear, pinky swear, you have no inside knowledge of any of the 27 potential winners?
Absolutely no knowledge.
It's
all over my head.
I need you right now, Dan, in front of God and Santa and everyone, to pick a number between 1 and 27. And then after the break, I will announce who the winner is. 1 and 27. Dan, you control 2 tickets to Florida, Texas A&M Saturday.
All right.
What number say you, Mr. Dan Bond?
For Steve Spurrier, number 11.
11 is the number. Okay. I don't want to be rude, but you can scram now.
Oh,
okay.
Thank you.
Go eat your. What'd you order, by the way? You're in the
I got the fried clams. My sister got the shrimp and grits, and we had a dozen oysters because it's Oyster Day on Thursday. Come on down.
Whoa! I like it. Good commercial. All right, Dan. I'll see you in Gainesville. Hopefully, safe travels, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Zach, we've got number 11. I'll look up number 11 in a little bit, and they are going to Gainesville, Florida. With that, I think we've got Mr. Stuart Weber from Action Sports. Jack, Stuart, are you there?
I am here. How we doing?
Oh, doing well. Just gave away some tickets there. Stuart, a lot of stuff to get into. Number one, I don't want to bum rush you here. Did you hear the news? I think it's really, really cool what Everbank and the Jaguars are doing with the renaming, quote unquote, Everbank being a banking institution. Banks are tight, you know what, right? I mean, their money and numbers and all. They're going to
they're kind of retrofit the name Trevor Bank Stadium now. Have you heard? I think that's really cool on both sides.
I'm fairly certain that Everbank has changed the name of that stadium enough times over the last few years, from Everbank Field to TIAA Bank Field to now Everbank Stadium. For those of us in the graphic writing department and having to say it constantly, we like Everbank a lot better than we liked TIAA, that's for sure. But maybe Trevor Bank might be a little better. We'll just call it, we're playing at the Trev this weekend.
But isn't it cool? I mean, the Jaguars obviously are a new franchise. There are always going to be 28 other franchises that have been around for 80, 90, 100 years. The Jaguars are kind of new, so it's hard to do something innovative. I think this is innovative. They're quasi-naming the stadium after a player, and they're putting a lot of trust in Trevor Lawrence that he's not going to go do something stupid and get in the news. Stuart, I think it's really cool. Trevor Bank Stadium. I think it's cutting edge, and the Jaguars aren't always cutting edge.
I think it's a fun pacer for the weekend. It's a fun 15-second added to our shows. I don't know, man.
Hey, that's a guy, as he admitted a moment ago, he's got to redo graphics and redo bump in shots and bump out. Okay, Mr. Stuart Weber, you don't want to have any fun here on Thursday because it's raining. That's fine. We'll go away. We'll get away from that. Forget it.
Hey, as long as the rain goes away by Friday night for high school football, by Saturday for college, and by Sunday for me being on the field at the Jags game with the camera, I'll be all right.
Stuart, let's talk about the Jaguars. Home opener, Cleveland. I hope you can't tell me why I'm wrong, because I don't think I'm wrong. I think the Jaguars wiped the floor with Cleveland. I think it's I think the Browns are a mess. You saw the game against Dallas. Deshaun Watson. Not that he's not used to having off-field legal issues. There's more legal stuff going on. Am I right? I think this is almost nothing's a layup in the NFL, but, man, I like the Jaguars Sunday at home over the Browns.
I think the urgency will certainly be there for the team, but I do tend to lean towards that last point that you made, that nothing is a slam dunk in the NFL. Sure. I mean, it is so much of a week-to-week league to where your results from last week may or may not indicate how it's going to go the following week. Now, for the Jags, you certainly hope that it looks a lot more like the first half of the opener in Miami than it does the second half, and you don't have that, two big back-breaking plays to switch the entire momentum of a game. And look, that's what the NFL comes down to in most of these games. So when you say you think they're going to blow them out, I almost never think a team is going to blow out another team. Even the worst team against the best team, that sometimes turns into a battle just because of the fact that you've got 53 paid professionals on that team for both sides that always make it so much closer from the top to the bottom. So while I do think the Jags should be favored and should come out with a win at home in their home opener, I can't say they're going to blow them out. I wouldn't say that.
And I hate to use injuries. Nobody wants injuries. Obviously, Tyson Campbell looks like he's going to miss some time. He's got the quad, the hammy situation. I think he's going to miss some time, multiple weeks. On the other side, David Njoku, the tight end by way of the Miami Hurricanes, real athletic guy, big guy. He absolutely torched the Jaguars last year.
Killed him last year.
Yeah, 6 catches, 91 yards, a couple of touchdowns, and he was open all day. It looks like he's going to be out. He's got a high ankle.
He's already out, yep.
Yeah, is he definitely out?
Yeah.
That's just one more area, I think. And I don't want to put you in the weather center there, which is a few feet from where you're at, but what are you hearing weather-wise Sunday here in Jacksonville?
Possibility of scattered showers. I mean, that's really the forecast for any day this time of year for sure. But based on what we've seen the last few weeks, I mean, we've had a ton of rain obviously come through here. So yeah, I just hope it's not. I heard some rumblings that Francine, that tropical system that just hit Louisiana, maybe that pulls away a little bit of the weather to clear things out for Saturday, Sunday. Hard to say though. We'll be ready if it is going to rain. But we're going to hope that it does. And by the way, Tyson Campbell officially placed on IR today, so he will at minimum miss the next four games for the Jags.
Yeah. So that's 4.
Yeah,
that's 4
with the hamstring.
A little bit of a push there in Njoku and Campbell, but what a shame. I mean, Tyson missed 6 games, I think it was, last year.
With a hamstring.
And Stuart, and when he came off the field and the camera caught him on the sideline Sunday in Miami, his body language said, this isn't just a tweak. Couldn't you tell? You could kind of tell. He goes, oh, man, here we go again.
Well, and the fact that it's a hamstring. Hamstrings suck. They suck. I as a member of the local media softball league for quite a few years, I pulled my hamstring every single year in that thing, and it sucked. It is awful when you pull a hamstring. So, I certainly, maybe on a lesser degree, but I get it,
Stuart, you didn't even know you had a hamstring until you pulled it, right?
Actually, no, I've been pulling hamstrings for a while now. I did it in in conditioning class at UF back in 2006, maybe 2005. I was doing it. We were doing a race on the track, and the baseball offices oversee it. And so we were doing a 4x100, and I was the anchor leg, and I just pull up and I go rolling because that thing tore from itself. And so later that week, I'm covering a baseball game, and Pat McMahon apparently watched me tear that hamstring while I was in that class. So he saw me on the crutch. He's like, "Hey, aren't you the one that fell the other day on the track?" And that was me.
Stuart, that sounds like the classic "hold my beer, watch me. I can run out faster than these guys." Was that a hold my beer moment? I'm gonna go show these guys.
No, I mean, that was class. That was conditioning class. I was earning credits. Tell you what, it's a high academic standard. I was taking those PE classes.
Spending a few moments with Stuart Weber from Action Sports Jacks. Stuart, let's stay with the Jaguars for a moment. One more moment. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win comfortably. I think the Browns are a mess. I hope I'm right. If I'm not right, you know the numbers. They're well documented from the NFL. I think the year is 1990. Since 1990, a team in the NFL that starts 0-2 has an 11% chance of making the playoffs. We're talking 71 out of 250 or whatever. That would be a devastating loss, I think, with that number behind if the Jaguars don't get it done Sunday.
I'll throw another number back at you. I wonder what percentage of teams that start 8-3 miss the playoffs. Because you know what? What the Jaguars did last year. So
how do you do that?
There's trends. You certainly have a much better chance of making the postseason when you don't lose the first two. But if you were to look at the Jaguars schedule coming into the start of the season, and you look at that gauntlet of the first 4 games and say, okay, Jags go 2-2 in those first 4 games, are you going to be happy?
Yeah.
Vast majority of people are probably going to say, okay, we played 4 playoff teams, 4 challenging teams in those first 4 games. If we went 2-2 against those 4 teams, that's not bad. That's not awful. This is the NFL. These are hard teams we're playing, and that's maybe the hardest part of our schedule. So with Buffalo and a Monday nighter on the road coming up, with a trip to Houston after that, I mean, you're looking at a really tough 4-game stretch. Now, if you start 0-2, it doesn't look great. But if you go and win the next 2, then you're 2-2, and you're exactly where you thought you were going to be.
I'm
not handing them a loss, by the way, already this weekend. I'm just throwing that out there as a fact that 0-2 isn't the end of the world, but you certainly don't want to be 0-2 if you can avoid it.
I'll tell you another thing that really stinks, because all off season and certainly all summer, we've all heard Houston, 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 Texans, 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 Texans. And Stuart, 1 week into the season, if you look at the AFC South, everybody's looking up at Houston, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I mean, they start with a win. Everybody else starts with a loss. So, hey, the way I look at it, the Jags are tied for second in the division right now. That's how I look at it.
There you go.
Optimism.
Hey, real quick, let's switch to some college football. And I don't know your whole weekend assignments and all, but I know you and I had dinner pregame in Gainesville, Florida, Miami. You saw it. I saw it. Then Saturday night, kind of a preseason game for the Gators. The quarterback
in week 2.
Week 2. The quarterback situation, obviously Lagway looked like he might be special. The opponent wasn't much. Graham Mertz is in his 6th year of football. We kind of know what Graham Mertz is. Billy Napier holding on to his job, I think, by a thumbnail. Stuart Weber, they come to you and say, Stuart, what do you do dead or offense-wise with the quarterback situation?
I tell everybody that Graham Mertz is still recovering from a concussion, even if he isn't. I mean, that's what I'm doing. You know, you buy yourself an extra week. You give him an extra week to get healthy and not have to worry about his head being an issue for his future in life. And you get a chance to see Lagway against actual quality competition. Now, is that against the rules? Are you skirting the system by holding a guy out an extra week? I don't know. I mean, I don't have to follow those rules, but that's what I'm doing because I want DJ Lagway playing against Texas A&M on Saturday in the Swamp. I mean, if you're asking me, based on what I saw, and yes, it was against Samford, but still, I mean, based on the talent and the physical talent and the ability that we saw, I want to see more of that. If I'm Gator fan, if I'm Gator supporter, I want to see him out there on the field. And if you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, if you don't want to give this idea of a quarterback controversy, we'll go with that. But they're not going to. Now they're gonna play both of them a little bit. Which, you know, what's the famous saying? If you have two quarterbacks, you don't have any.
No quarterbacks. I kind of like your angle there because obviously from a raw talent standpoint, if either one, Mertz or Lagway, is a game changer, difference maker, it's Lagway. Mertz has played 6 years. We know what he is. He is
which is perfectly fine. I mean, shoot, if he wants to go play in the CFL or be an assistant coach somewhere in his next job, that's great. Go do that. But if you're talking about Billy Napier, he has to do whatever he needs to do to keep his job. And to do that, you need to win games. So you need to put the player that's going to give you the best chance to win games in the game. That's how it should always be.
And that's kind of where I approach this thing as well. I do also think it's a long season. There may be a game, a half, a drive where, and it may be the first road game at Starkville. It may be in Knoxville. It may be in Jacksonville. It may be in Tallahassee. I still think Graham Mertz, if Lagway took over, Graham Mertz will have a couple situations where they might want to say, Graham, hey, the game's going fast right now for Lagway. Go in there and settle us down. And you know what? I don't know Graham Mertz personally, but I would imagine he's in his 6th year. He's probably 23 or 24 years old. I'm not so sure you couldn't sell him on that and his family.
Yeah, I agree. And one of the things that I keep seeing comparisons for, people keep talking about Leak and Tebow as a comparison, and I don't think that's anything like this situation. I mean, Chris Leak was an established starter who'd played all 4 years as a starter for the Florida Gators and deserved that starting spot. You know, when you looked at what Tim Tebow was bringing to the table his freshman year, and they brought Tebow in, they used him in those gimmick packages and those 4th down plays as a short yardage guy who could throw it or run it himself. But he was such a different player than Chris Leak. You're talking about two drop back passers in Mertz and Lagway. Put in the better one. What are we doing?
And don't forget, the guy making the call from Leak Tebow, a guy named Urban Meyer.
Yeah,
he had 3, maybe 4 NFL linemen in front of both of those guys. Oh. You had the Pouncey boys, you had Maurice Hurt, you had a bunch of NFL linemen. Here's the Florida offensive line that's pieced together, and they're feeling their way through it. Lagway may give you a better chance just to get a drop and a pass off behind that offensive line. Stuart, real quick, Florida State 0-2, and the word is this Memphis team coming in might be the best team they've faced on paper all year, including Boston College and Georgia Tech. Memphis thinks they've got the best team they've had in the history of their program. They think they've got a real chance at the Group of 5 playoff bid. What do you make of Florida State? It went south quick. We didn't see it coming. Where are you at on the Noles?
Yeah, I think a lot of that maybe has to do with the quarterback position too, as far as what Norvelle is going to do there, because DJ Uiagalelei has certainly underperformed in the first couple of weeks. And if you're talking about Memphis, if you don't think every single booster, AD, person in the building wants to go and beat Norvelle, look, he left on good terms, right? He left on fine terms. You're going to move from a place from Memphis to Florida State. I get it, but that doesn't mean you don't want to go beat their brains out a couple years later with your new head coach who you brought in, by the way. Shout out to the Bulls grad Ryan Silverfield, the only local college football coach from Northeast Florida. So,
and Stuart, let me catch you there. It wasn't like they brought in Silverfield. He was Mike Norvell's right-hand lieutenant. Mm-hmm. So it was a real smooth transition.
Yeah. It was a good transition. It was good.
Yeah. And now, tip of the hat to Norvelle, the program was stable.
Yeah.
And he took a bigger job. Nobody faults him. No. But I'm telling you, Memphis, they've got a real nice quarterback. They've got a running back, Anderson, who played at South Carolina. Anderson had 750 yards as a running back in the SEC. This is their Super Bowl, and this would look really good. The group of 5 gets a team in the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
And Memphis, if they beat FSU, they're going to think we can beat everybody on our schedule, and we're going to win our way into the group. The playoff, Stuart, the playoff, not a Division II playoff.
Yeah.
They get a spot in the playoff.
It's wild, isn't it? It's overdue. It's very overdue. And look, who cares if the 12 gets their brains beat in by the 5? It's still overdue, and we wanted to see it. You know, we wanted them to have that opportunity, and, you know, the UCFs of the world can't go and say, oh, well, we're the national champs. Well, no, now you know, with 12 teams making it in, if you're not one of those 12, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know? So I'm excited about that, and all that said about Memphis, I still think Florida State goes and wins the game.
Yeah, I do. You know what? I think this will be a good game. Yeah. I think Florida State at home is going to rally the troops enough and go probably win a really good game. All right, Stuart, before we get out of here, you are part of, and the most important thing that's going on in really the sports world in our hemisphere is we have a show versus show versus show versus show pick'em contest, right? And we're one weekend. You're on Team Brent Austin, is that right?
I don't think I'm on anybody's team.
You're a free agent. You're a free agent.
I don't know about that. I mean, maybe I'm Team Cup Date. Maybe I'm Team Friday Night Blitz. I don't know. I haven't pledged any allegiances to any teams yet. But I will also say in our Jaguars, our NFL picks, I'm always dead last in that. So, you know, I don't know if I should be picked by anybody, but that's okay.
Hey, what's our as we break hour 1? We've got a full hour left here on the Young Norvelle Show on Action Sports Jacks. What is our entire weekend setup with your team, Brent's team, everybody? Olivia, what are we doing all weekend?
Yeah, if you follow me on social media, you probably saw a graphic I put out the other day. At Stuart AS Jacks, by the way, is where you can find me on social media, on the X, the Twitter. But basically, we are now in full force with all of our shows throughout the entire weekend, and it really cranks up. I mean, Thursday night, we get things started. We got Jaguars All Access tonight at 7 o'clock on Fox 30. Christian Kirk and Brian Thomas Jr. That's live at Strings in Springfield if you want to go attend in person. Friday night, we got the season premiere of Jag Social with Olivia Tasley at 7 o'clock. And then at 8 o'clock right here on the 24/7 network, 4 straight hours, high school football. It's basically Red Zone, but high school football. We had a blast with it last week. It's so much fun. So we got some great games to bring to you there. Saturday, we got Action Sports Jacks Primetime to break down the whole week. And then Sunday, all your Jags coverage from pregame to postgame, all covered on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
Are you in Gainesville Saturday?
I will not be because I'm anchoring the show here tomorrow night. We actually don't have college football tonight, our normal 7:30 show, because we got a doubleheader on CBS. So we will we'll cover that one from afar.
That's right. Stuart, thank you, buddy. Appreciate everything you do with our show, and we really enjoy watching your work across the gamut. And we take high school serious. I love
we really do
that our area covers high school. There's nothing better than Friday night getting home or, you know, listening to the apps and knowing what happened. Don't look now. Bowles Bishop Kitty.
That's that won the fan vote, by the way. So that is one of our 5 streaming games that we'll have on that Red Zone, as well as Mandarin at Bradford, 2 teams that made it to state championship games a year ago. You got the Battle for Longleaf Pine, Creekside Bartram Trail. We got Episcopal Providence. That's a great rivalry game, and Mainland at Rains. Those are our 5 games that we're going to be giving you live looks at.
2 things real quick. Bishop Kenny has updated their program in the last 5 or 6 years. They have beaten Bowles, and they can go toe-to-toe with Bowles. And is it Bradford? I love it. Bradford, right kind of out here in our viewing area, they're good, and they're talking like they're good, too. I like it.
It's not just a speed trap on the way to the Gator games, folks. It is an actual place that plays some really good high school football. And the environment there, I think they said that, like, their budget for fireworks is in like the 5 figures. Let's just say that for the entirety of the season. That's how much they put into that game day experience.
Is there anything better than small town? And I mean that.
Nothing. Nothing better
than small town Friday night high school football.
It's the best. And if you want to go see a great game, that's a good one to go to tomorrow night with tons of college football recruits playing in that game for both teams.
Stuart, appreciate everything you do for Action Sports Jackson, of course, our show. Thank you, buddy. Have a good rest of your day.
You got it. Have a good one.
Our buddy Stuart Weber checking in. Boy, he's a kind of a Renaissance man. Boy, he's got his hands in a little bit of everything. We appreciate tapping into his knowledge and helping our show. Let's take a break here. 1 hour down, 1 to go. Still set up right here on the patio. No rain right now. Feels great. The temperature's great at Sliders Oyster Bar, featuring Safe Harbor Seafood. Back after this halftime timeout.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Boy, we have very often a shot over the horizon, I guess you would call it, of Jax Vegas with nothing but rain. That rain's still coming down. It has cooled the temperature down. It feels really good, but we do still have some rain in our area. Be careful if you are driving. Terry Norvelle kicking off hour number 2 on a Thursday. Our Thursday location, of course, sponsored by these guys. I guess you can't quite. Well, when you see flamingos, you think Sliders Oyster Bar. We appreciate Deanna and Chris Wooten, the owners and operators. They've supported everything we've ever done. Great beach family, great beach ambassadors here down in this community. We appreciate everything they do. They also own Safe Harbor Seafood. So, I mean, if you want a seafood restaurant, why don't you have a restaurant that has the seafood distributorship? They get it from the boats and they ship it right over here. I could hit 2 drivers and make a 21-foot putt. That's how far we are from the ocean where this fresh seafood comes in to Sliders Oyster Bar. Zach Rothrock producing. We think we're going to catch up with Patrick Young momentarily. And big news. We have a winner. We have a winner for the 2 tickets to the Florida Texas A&M football contest this Saturday, 3:30 ABC in Gainesville. Tyler Goodman. I have your contact information. I will reach out and we will transfer 2 tickets to the game this Saturday. I don't know if you were planning on going to the game, but you got 2 tickets now. Excuse me. Sorry. You've got 2 tickets to the Florida Texas A&M game. Compliments of our show, the Young and Norvelle Show. We are proud to give a little bit back here as we go. We'll do that the rest of the season. We've got a great sponsor that has put up 2 tickets. You will be able to find that sponsor, and due to some regulations, we can't really say the name of the sponsor and the tickets and make it an advertisement. But if you see the top of our show, you see our show, you're watching our show, I know you're there. I hear you, I feel you, you're breathing. You see the top right, we have our sponsors where they rotate their logo. And during every commercial break, you see, oh, well, look at that one. Look at that one. Look at that one. I can't really say it, but look at that one. A hardware store might be one of the reasons or the reason we have 2 tickets every single Gator home game to give away to you folks who watch and listen loyally with our show here, the Young and Norvelle Show. So there you have it. And also, you might want to tip your hat when you're in a break. Our show has to go to break every once in a while. We can make it with our sponsors, our advertisers. You might want to sit up a little bit when you see a hardware store advertisement, and that's all I can say. We'll give away 2 more home game tickets to every Gator football game the rest of the season. I guess Florida, Saturday at home, A&M. First road game next Saturday at Mississippi State. I think it's an off week. UCF back at home in Gainesville. We'll give away 2 tickets. And then at Knoxville. And then the second or the back half of the season takes place. But we're really happy to be giving away tickets every single Gator home game to Florida football, and makes us feel good to give back to our community. Speaking of Florida football, word kind of trickling out of Gainesville that wide receiver, kind of game breaker, Eugene Wilson may not be ready to go this Saturday. There's a lot of reports that are saying that Trey Wilson, who had a big game against Samford, all-purpose yardage, there's talk Trey Wilson will not go. Lower body injury is what it's being called, and they said Monday. It happened Monday in practice, which is kind of odd. You've heard me say for years, I've been to a bunch of college football practices, bowl practices, all kind of practices. During the season, football teams don't do a whole lot when it comes to practice during the week. So the word is lower body injury, Trey Wilson, Eugene Wilson, Gator, really all do-it-all position, wide receiver, kind of catch-all position. But the word is he might have gotten banged up, lower body injury. That's all they're giving out on Monday at practice. May not be available. That would be a blow. That would definitely be a blow for the Gators. We'll have to track that. I want to get back to the NFL real quick. And if you follow our show, then you were watching and or listening Monday, or you caught the show on archives. and then certainly Tuesday. Patrick Young and myself, we got talking about the Tyreek Hill detainment and everything that went down, the released video. You know my stance. I thought Tyreek was the cause, the irritant, and he needs to step up, be the bigger man, and kind of give an apology to the Miami Police Department. That's my stance. A lot of people don't feel that way. A lot of people saw it, heard it, and viewed it different. I'm going to stay where I stand. I was proud of Tyreek. Word came out today that Tyreek Hill, and I won't go over the exact quote, but he kind of in a roundabout way, and I read it, he didn't really throw himself on the sword, but he said, hey, man, and I'm paraphrasing here, you know what? A couple of days removed from the incident, this is Tyreek Hill, and I'm paraphrasing. You know what? I could have handled that different. I tip my hat to Tyreek. I think he and his people need to do just a little more than that, and I hope nobody loses their job. I don't think that warranted a job termination, but I tip my hat a little bit to Tyreek Hill and Drew Rosenhaus, and certainly there is a method to their madness. They're not just, hey, let's see if we can get on the good side of the Miami Police Department or the Lauderdale Police, whatever police department that was. There's a little image cleanup here. Certainly there is. But I tip my hat to Hill and Rosenhaus. They, I think they are seeing this more clearly. And the Tyreek Hill verbal description, pre-game, post-game, a day or two before the video got released, and the video release visual description were pretty much off. And I think the video was really damaging and damning to Tyreek Hill. So I want to be fair. I'm happy because I think it was the right thing to do, even if it wasn't a massive apology and the massive retraction. It was a start, and that doesn't mean that Tyreek, his agent, his people, they can't do more as the days and weeks go on. Kind of proud of Tyreek Hill for that. With that,
I have like the exact quote. If you
go ahead.
Yeah. So what he said, this actually came out yesterday. He said, "I will say I could have been better. I could have let my window down in that instant. But the thing about me is I don't want attention. I don't want to be cameras out, phones on you in that moment. But at the end of the day, I'm human. I've got to follow rules. I got to do what everyone else would do." And then he did break and say, does that give them the right to literally beat the dog out of me? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, I wish I could go back and do things a bit differently.
Okay.
I think that's a really fair assessment of what happened.
Wasn't that a good step, I think, by Tyreek? And yeah, we can do word salad. Okay, did he try and rein it back at the end in that dog? I don't think they beat the dog out of him, but I'm fine with it. He's still a young guy. He's still a young guy with a lot of testosterone. Yeah. But I think that was a really good first step. I'm not saying he has to take step 2, 3, or 4, but I was who the hell am I? Tyreek Hill doesn't know who I am or will never know, but I was kind of proud of him for coming out to make that statement.
No, I mean, yeah, I agree. That's a good way to handle it. My interpretation of the video is a slightly different.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't go like. I think that the officers escalated things a little bit quicker than they potentially should have. It appeared to me, like, I don't know what specifically Tyreek said, but it appeared to me as if he was mostly calm and mostly agreeable. And it felt to me like the cops really just pulled him out and put him on the ground, put their knee in his back. And it kind of felt to me as if that probably wasn't all the way necessary. It just seemed like things escalated really quickly. But it's hard to tell exactly what he said. It's just, I don't know. It just seems to me like things escalated to a place where it shouldn't have. Kind of like, it reminds me a lot of the Scotty Scheffler situation.
Yeah, and that's been brought
up. Yeah.
And that's been brought up. To me, when I watched it, I thought the entire situation, if I said, well, Terry, what was the during the video, the cam that was released by the department.
Hmm.
What was the end-all, be-all moments? I thought it was the window and the belligerentness of how dare you, I will not roll my window down. And those, it wasn't like it was a clear window. That was a midnight dark window. I don't know what you're doing in there. I don't know what you have in there. I don't know if you just committed a crime and you have evidence in there. I don't know if you have a sawed-off shotgun and you're going to blow my face off my body. And that was, and I thought at that moment, or those moments, which may have spanned 2, 3, 4 minutes. Don't tap on my window, roll your window down, roll it up. I think if that situation had gone the other way and that driver of that car rolled up, got something, rolled down and blew the face off the officer, I think a lot of the people complaining on the Tyreek side would be going, oh my God, that was terrible. The poor officer got his face blown off his body. That, to me, that was a blatant, and I would ask myself, Tyreek, what was to be gained by keeping your window up other than saying, F you cops, right? I'm spitting in your face with a window going up. What possibly could Tyreek come out right here if he was sitting right here? What could he say? Well, I blatantly rolled my window up several times because ... Fill that in. I don't know what possibly was positive from Tyreek's side that, how dare you tell me to roll my window up, down? I'm going to roll it up.
Yeah. Yeah. He was being snarky and he was being out of line, and he shouldn't have done those things. And I do understand what you're saying about I get like the nightmare scenario of what could fall upon them. But I mean, I just still think that as an officer of the law, it should be your place to not allow things to escalate past a certain point, and you've got to be the one to calm Tyreek down. But again, like it's easy for me to say that, though. It really is.
Well, let me ask you this. The officer, please roll your window down. Blank you, basically. Please roll your window down. Please roll your window down. Don't tap on the window. The tapping, I don't think, was anywhere near any. An officer can knock on your front door. He can tap on your window. From Tyreek's point of view, should the officer have stood there next to the car in a busy thoroughfare? Should he have stood there for 5 minutes asking him to roll his window? 10 minutes? 20 minutes? 30 minutes? 2.5 hours? How long does the officer say, please roll your window down? I feel not safe because I don't know what you're doing. I don't know who you are. Should the officer have stayed there 30 minutes trying to get him to roll the window down? 45? 2 hours? 2 days?
I get that. I just don't really necessarily understand.
What's it supposed to end?
I just don't necessarily. I mean, no, I understand that part. That and like getting him out of the car initially, I understand. I just don't necessarily see why they had to throw him on the ground and put their knee on his back and then like take him to the curb and like the two guys kind of like tackled him down at the same time. Yeah. I just don't necessarily understand why that part was necessary. Especially like by that point, you can kind of see that he is unarmed and he's frustrated. Like I would be frustrated if I were in the position where, I'm just trying to get to the stadium and I did a traffic violation, but, and I was a little bit of a snarky guy, but now all of a sudden, they're going to
he made it stretch on time-wise. I bet you.
Yeah, for sure.
If Tyreek Hill had heard and acted the way the officers asked him, I bet you that thing would have lasted 7 minutes. He would have gotten a paper ticket probably, and he would have been on his way.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, at the same time, though, how come when Scotty Scheffler drove off and that cop was on the hood of his windshield on the hood of his car, how come nobody put their knee in his back after that? You know what I mean? Like, how come no one threw him on the ground?
I got you. And is Terry Norvelle 2,000% pro police officer? No, obviously in every industry there's some issues, but because something happened in Minneapolis or somewhere else over the years, are we now supposed to never, ever listen to police officers who are in authority? Are we just supposed to say, no, they're up to no good. I don't know if our society can function like that.
No, that's why I think the discussions like this are healthy, and it's good, like, to go back and review situations like that. Because, I mean, and it's also really important. I think it is important that both sides have admitted that they were in the wrong. Like, no one's trying to say, oh, the Tyreek was 100% right, and no one's saying, oh, the police were definitely 100% right. I mean, it's kind of a situation to learn from, because, I mean, frankly, it's a scenario that happens every day. You know, traffic stops happen every day, and people escalate them all the time, and they get beyond the point of escalation. And, you know, and I would definitely agree that more often than not, it is the suspect doing something they shouldn't have done that is leading to the escalation. But that's not to say that, you know, you shouldn't look at each individual case as its own individual case and, you know, treat them all differently.
And we'll get off this, and hopefully we'll catch up with Patrick. I think he's getting back in our range here. We'll get with Patrick about some topics. With that said, I hope this will go away soon, and I hope nobody loses their job. You know, I don't know if this is job losing level, and I'm not the end all be all. It's just my my opinion. Zach, hang tight. Let's take a quick break here. We're storming through our second hour. You see how I played that? Storming through our second hour, a Thursday edition of the Young Norvelle Show. We've given away 2 tickets to the A&M Florida game. We want to congratulate again Tyler Goodman. If you're watching, if you're listening, you've got 2 tickets to Saturday. I will be transferring those. Well, I think I figured it out. I've done pretty good the first 2 weeks. So if not, Pat will help me. You are going to the Gator Aggies game on Saturday. We'll come back, a lot to get to, including an update, kind of. You guys remember the story? The viewing party playoff game, Kansas City Chiefs. 5 guys showed up to watch the Chiefs. Cold day in Kansas City. They're at home watching the game. I think a little barbecue on the outside, but watching on the inside. And lo and behold, like 2 days after the game, it's discovered that 3 fans that were at the house party watching the game were dead in the backyard. And, oh, boy, it went off. A little bit of an update on the Kansas City 3. And it may seem like they're looking for the 5th guy. The homeowner may be off the hook. We'll talk about that and a lot more. The Young and Norvelle Show coming to you, of course, Thursday. That means Sliders Oyster Bar. We're back at the beach tomorrow. Come see us, if you can, at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jacks with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I was
is more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meat, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Back we are here on a Thursday. Having fun meeting some people as we welcome, I think Patrick Young is with us. Pat, you know how the patio, you know how the patio works in Sliders? You always meet cool people.
Yeah.
I just met 2 young ladies. They fought the rain. They got here. They're on the patio. They're about to have some dinner. So they got 2 dogs. Each one of them has a beautiful black dog, Zuzu and Mazzy. Zuzu and Mazzy. And they fought the rain. They said, it's eating time, my man, Patrick. It's eating time.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Terry, turn yourself up a little bit, your voice.
All right. Is that better? Better?
There we go. That's it. That's perfect.
There we go. You don't ever have to tell me to turn it up, baby. I'm up 24/7, 360. Hey, buddy, we got a winner. Tyler Goodman was chosen as the winner for 2 tickets to Saturday's game, Gators and Texas A&M. So I'll be getting in touch with Tyler. And we had a buddy here.
Did you call him?
I've got his email, and after the show, I'll reach out this evening and get him all set up. We had a buddy here that he walked by the show, and I said, okay, I need you to pick a number, 1 to 27. We had 27 entries, and he picked out 11, Steve Spurrier's number. And guess who was sitting at number 11? Tyler Goodman. So good for Tyler. I'll reach out to him. And hey, buddy, what are you doing? You're coming back. Be careful driving, man. Being serious. Be careful. What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, it's I'm heading back. This was a pretty eventful day.
What'd you do?
Got up. Guys, the first thing I did, I had some medical supplies that I no longer use, so I dropped those off at Brooks Rehab this morning to donate. Then I go up here in Gainesville. Had to pick up some stuff from Freddie Wiebe, visors and some coffee that he donated to the tournament. Bunch of phone calls on the way, all through that, and had to drive through, which I'm doing now, driving through the rain.
Oh, be careful, brother. Seriously, be careful.
Yeah. And then I had a speaking engagement with SHRM. It's a nonprofit HR firm or organization that it's with HR. You know, there was a bunch of HR people in the room, and it's very interesting because even though they all work in HR, they all represent different companies. So I did my best to try to make my talk a little bit general, but also purposeful. So it was a good time, man. I had a bunch of leftover T-shirts from the orange one you have that people purchased.
I love that shirt, man.
Sold some books. Yeah, I love that shirt, man. I got to make sure I have a copy of it.
Where was SHRM at? Where was the speaking at?
It's in the universe. It's the Santa Fe The Santa Fe Conference Building. It's so nice.
Well,
it's so nice. Oh, and then have you ever been to Dick Mondell's?
I've heard about it. We've got one here in Jack's Beach now. We've never had one in North Florida. Tell me about it.
It's so good. I mean, they're just burgers and fries, but kind of like the Five Guys model. But I don't know. I just had a double bacon cheeseburger from there, and their French fries. Their French fries are fantastic.
Well, I've heard of Dick Mondell's.
And the burger was out of this world, too. It was out of this world.
I've heard of Dick Mondell's, and they've been in Gainesville for a long time, for years.
Yep.
Literally, they've opened one within a year or two here on 3rd Street in Jack's Beach. And I've yet to go, but, man, I need to go, it seems like.
I don't know if it's picked up as greatly in Jacksonville. Because I know in Gainesville, they only do lunch hours. So, from 11 to 2:30 or whatever, 3 o'clock, they always sell out here in Gainesville. Jax hasn't picked that up yet.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll help them out. If they need help, we'll help them out. Hey, Pat, I
would eat there every day.
And I know you're traveling. You probably didn't hear this news, but I think this was really cool. Is it earth-shattering? Maybe not. But I think what happened today, it was announced today that Everbank, obviously the financial institution Everbank, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, they've already been partners, right? Everbank Stadium, okay? Well, it was announced today, and Patrick, let me back up a little bit. You know how tight a bank and a financial institution are. They're black and white, man. They're numbers. They are you know what? If you want this, the numbers have to say that. Financial institutions, they can't be about fun and all because it's too important, right? They're dealing with hundreds of millions of billions of dollars and interest rates and things like that. Okay, with that said, Pat, I don't know if you heard today, Everbank and the Jacksonville Jaguars announced that starting Sunday, as a matter of fact, they're retrofitting a lot of the signage right now. They have, and I think this is really cool for both entities. They're going to quasi rename the stadium, not Everbank. They're going to call it Trevor Bank, as in Trevor Lawrence, Trevor Bank. And they're
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're changing some of the signage. And I just think the stodgy banking world, and I think and the Jaguars, it's hard for the Jaguars. They're one of the last franchises in the league, right? I mean, the NFL's been around a long time. The Jaguars are a new franchise. I think it's kind of cool. Trevor Bank, they're calling it now. Patrick, you're laughing. What are you doing?
I don't think I like it.
I do. I like it a lot.
I don't think that is my favorite Jaguar thing that they've done.
Hold on, everybody. Let me introduce you to a new member of our show, Buzzkill Patrick Young. Buzzkill, what do you got? Hey, Buzzkill, how you doing? Hey, Buzzkill.
I don't know. I just think that's weird. Like, he's still playing, and he hasn't really done, he hasn't won a Super Bowl. He hasn't even made it to a Super Bowl yet. Yeah. I just feel like someone that's kind of like, I don't know. I just feel weird about it. I thought it was,
no fun.
Is that a real story? Is that real? Are you joshing me now? Are you messing with me?
Zach Rothrock, producer extraordinaire, would you please come on?
With me.
I also thought that it was potentially not real, and I had to look it up to confirm that it is real.
Real story. I think it's really cool.
Zach, do you feel weird about that, Zach? Am I wrong for feeling weird about that?
I feel closer to the way Patrick feels than I do to the way Terry feels.
Just a nerd.
But I don't know that I hate it.
Patrick Mahomes has won 3 Super Bowls, and they're not naming it Patrick Geba or Patrick Head Stadium, Patrick Arrow.
The Chiefs are the Bengals.
Arrow Mahomes.
I hear you. Well, let me take you guys something this.
Gillette Brady.
Hey,
Tom Letts.
Hey, let me tell you a little nerd something. If you waited for the Jaguars to win 4 Super Bowls under Trevor, it's easy to do it then. Hey, these guys are ahead of the game, man. They're trendsetters, man. Hey, anybody can name Mahomes Stadium after they won 1,000 Super Bowls. Come on, Patrick. Come on, Zach. You bunch of old
The guy's
men.
been here for
You
4
bunch of
years.
old men.
He's only been here for 4 years.
But it also speaks to his character and his family's character, because you can't do that if you think he might get pulled over because of a domestic dispute or a traffic. Hey, you're banking on that this guy is a wonderful member of the community he represents. And here you go, you and Zach. You guys, I'm about to put you on probation, man. These are bad guys.
So, Sarah, I just want to put you, I want to play devil's advocate, because I hear you. You're making a great point. In terms of Trevor's all bought into Jacksonville. That's not a worry. That's not, none of my concerns come from there. Like, he is a guy that you would, in terms of being in the right place to have this happen. He is. But I'm just like, what if Trevor's a bust?
Yeah.
What if the rest of his career he just stays right here? Is that going to be a weird thing to backtrack from when eventually the stadium changes its name? Is that going to be awkward? Is that going to, what if?
Yeah,
let me tell you something.
Maybe
Patrick,
hang it up with just like
because you're right. Because you're right, Terry. Hold on, because Deshaun Watson, that guy's not getting anything named after him except eventually a prison cell.
Can we give him a stadium name? No, we can't. Hey, Patrick, let me tell you something. You're acting not smart enough to be wearing those smart glasses. I need you to get rid of those smart glasses. Those should be mine. I'm mad at you. Those should be mine. You're not smart enough to be wearing those.
Well, now I can't. I need these to drive.
Okay, wear them. Wear them.
These to drive. All right.
Wear them. Wear them.
There you go, Terry.
I tell you, man, you guys have taken.
Tell me where my hesitations are wrong.
Hey, well, first of all, you have to call the stadium something.
Trevor is such a good dude. Yes, but he's such a good dude. I could, and obviously he had to. Obviously he agreed to do this, but he is such a good dude. I could just feel him at a certain point be like, "Dang, my name's on the stadium. I don't feel like I deserve that." Because maybe we've missed the playoffs now 3 years in a row.
I think the angle you guys are missing as well. The Jaguars, they're one of the newest franchises, and that's probably never going to change. I mean, they're always going to have 28 franchises ahead of them, right? The Jaguars are new to the NFL.
Right.
They don't have many chances at all to be cutting edge. This is cutting edge. They're massaging a stadium name around a player. When have the Jaguars ever done anything in the NFL cutting edge for the good? Cutting edge.
Yeah, they did the two-tone helmet. They tried that.
Oh, how'd that work? Ooh, we got a two-tone helmet. They got laughed out.
The outdoor, the biggest screen, televisions outdoors.
The pool.
How's that work? How's that help?
Stadium.
Hey, we got a pool.
The pool's in the
end
zone.
We got a 70% urine pool. A pool.
Urine pool.
But I really think you're really inviting the demon of whenever you lose, people are going to call it Neverbank now.
I hear you.
Tough.
And you know what? People are stupid and mean. And Trevor Lawrence is not going to throw 80 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. I'm sorry, folks, but you're right, Zach. They're going to jump on that.
That's tough.
Trevor interceptions bank and blah, 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 blah. You know why? Because people stink, okay? People just generally stink. I can smell you. I can smell you. I smell. You know what? I was in a good mood, Patrick, on a Thursday. Rainy day, cool.
You know what? Because you thought it's so cool. You thought it's so cool, and you felt so confident in Jacksonville doing something new. You were not expecting us to just shoot you down, and we
did. You know what? As we go to our final break here on a Thursday from Sliders Oyster Bar, you're probably excited. You know the Beth is back, right? The Beth is back. You know who the Beth is, right?
Oh God! Oh my God!
The Beth.
Yeah.
She's back, baby. And I'm going to make you watch her game and listen to her for 3.5 hours.
I'm Joe Tessitore. Welcome to Jacksonville, Florida.
Hey Zach, let's take a break. This thing's just, you know what? The show was cruising along, and then you two got on.
I'm cracking myself
and
up.
Just they went to the show. Break time, final segment. Hey Patrick, we've made some picks. Show versus
Anchorman 2.
Show.
Anchorman 2.
What about it?
That's the answer.
Oh, okay. Anchorman 2.
Remember, Sean? God came. Our God producer gave us the wrong answer yesterday.
I don't know where that.
Or Tuesday.
Hey, I don't know where his mind goes. That Patrick Young mind. That thing is.
It was an inside joke.
I heard it. Zach, take us to the break. One segment left on a Thursday. We want to thank our Thursday sponsor, Sliders Oyster Bar.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jacks with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meat, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get our picks out as we welcome Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle, and you to our final segment here on Thursday. I want to thank Sliders Oyster Bar, our Thursday home. We'll be at Bricks tomorrow. Patrick, we've got this show versus show versus show versus show contest going on, right? You know about that. And then you and I tomorrow will do our 100-point picks, right? That's between you and I. So, Patrick, I just want to let everybody know we are on the record. By the way, we're 4-2 after week 1, and I think we're sitting in second place of the 4. Okay, and you're kind of sideways right now, Pat. Why are you sideways? I see you sideways. It's like you're climbing up a building like Batman and Robin. And I don't hear him. I don't see him. Zach, what are we doing here? We're getting
sideways and muted.
He's like he's climbing Batman's building, right? Anyway,
yeah.
Can you hear me, Pat?
I think he can hear you, but we can't hear him.
Okay. Well, let me go over our picks because Patrick and I, and Zach, you can jump in. We've already made the picks, but too bad. Here's our, Britt and Austin, they have the midday show, and then obviously the M&M show, our morning show, and then I think Casey Kurtz has his Saturday college football show, and then our show. So there's 4 shows that are battling it out. We're in week 2 of our picks. We're in second place. Here we do 3 college and we do 3 NFL. Patrick and I got together earlier today. So college, game number 1, A&M at Florida. Florida gets 3.5. We have taken Texas A&M. We both have decided to take Texas A&M. We'll give away 3.5 points. UCF at TCU. UCF at TCU. We have taken TCU at home, and they get a couple of points. So we're taking TCU. And then game number 3 in college, Zach, you're going to want to pay attention. South Carolina is hosting LSU. The Gamecocks get 7 points. They get a touchdown. We're taking LSU. We think LSU rebounds and beats up South Carolina.
That's tough. I disagree with 2 of those.
About those 3 games? Not just your game, those 3. What say you?
I disagree with 2 of those. I think you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, the Gamecocks, I get it. You know what I mean? I understand. I'm not going to lawyer too hard for them. I do think their pass rush could give LSU a hard time, but UCF
going to win.
I think the Gamecocks will. I definitely think they win. You give them 7 points. They can cover that.
We're taking LSU though.
I got you. But
UCF. We are taking A&M.
I'm with you on A&M.
Right?
No, it's
LSU is at South Carolina. Game day is at South Carolina.
Oh,
yeah.
I will be at South Carolina, hammered in the parking lot.
I think I might shift over to liking South Carolina.
Sandstorms
was in Death Valley.
Patrick, we talked this morning.
Sandstorm's going to be playing.
Shifting over. This is not you.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to be back. When I was there, that was at the peak of South Carolina Gamecock football. I will be back.
These are our picks.
I understand. I'm not going to lawyer too hard.
And Terry, when Zach and I are right, you're going to be like,
that's going to be tough.
You guys, that's your fault.
That's
going to be it. That's an exact.
I also really like
interpretation.
I also really like KJ Jefferson.
Patrick, don't ever do that again, okay? Ever on the show. Don't ever do that again, okay? So we are taking LSU against U2. We're taking TCU, and we're taking A&M. Our NFL picks, I'm confident. What do you guys think? I think the Jaguars are going to win easy Sunday. I think the Browns are a mess. We're taking Flex. What do y'all think?
Oh, my God. I think the Browns are done. I think Deshaun Watson's going to get banned from the NFL for the rest of his life. And the Jags are going to take care of business.
I'm with you. Zach, are you okay with that pick?
Yeah, I'm on board with that 100%.
Game number 4 of 6 for our show versus show versus show versus show. Cincinnati, ugly first performance of the season. The Bengals are at Kansas City. The Bengals are getting 5 points. Patrick and I have said we're taking Kansas City and giving those points. Zach, what say you?
Yeah, only 5, I agree. If that number would have got to like 7.5, 8, I think I'd lean the other way. But yeah, 5 doesn't seem like enough.
Okay, sounds good. And the final game, the Colts are at Green Bay. Now, you know Green Bay has a quarterback situation.
Is Malik Willis starting?
I think Willis is starting, and Green Bay is getting, 3.5 points. Patrick and I this morning, we went back and forth on this one, Patrick. Remember we talked? We finally went Colts. We're going to take the Colts, and I think it's the quarterback situation. Zach, are you okay with us taking the Colts?
Yeah.
Malik Willis hasn't shown me anything, so I can't. And I mean, Anthony Richardson hasn't that much either, but he's dual threat. And without Jordan Love out there, I just think it can be anybody's game.
Green Bay's getting 3.5, but we're going to take the Colts. Zach, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with the Colts. I like Willis coming out of college, but I think he has the lowest yards per attempt ever in the history of the NFL.
Is that good?
Are you serious?
Not
Zach,
good.
Is that good?
That's
not
good.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was good or not. Holy cow! So there's our show versus show versus show. Tomorrow, Patrick, you and I, you got to have your 3 picks ready. I've got my 3 for our picks. We do 3.
I'm gonna have my 3 picks prepared like you this time.
I've got mine right here.
Yep. Oh,
And
you
Pat,
got them done?
Yes, they can be college or pro. They don't have to be just college. They can be NFL or a mixture. Whatever you want to do.
We should have put Zach in this. We can have Zach. I'm down throwing Zach into this game. We starting with right now. I got 70. You got 100. So we could put Zach right at like 85.
I'm down at throwing Zach down. I'm fine with that. If we just need to throw him down on the ground, I'm fine with that.
I don't think that's what he meant.
Oh my gosh!
What? I'm fine with that.
I don't think that's what he meant.
He can go right. He can go right in between us. Starting with $85 on the 3 picks to join in that fun with us.
Think, Zach?
There you go. I can do
it's
it.
Not real money, you know that.
I'm like, here's what you got to do tomorrow. It can be NFL or college. 3 games. I don't care if it's all NFL, all college, but it's against the spread, and the spread changes a little bit, but it's kind of when you pick the spread, right? Because I picked mine yesterday. They can change a little bit, but have your games ready, my man.
I'm ready. I think I like KJ Jefferson and the UCF Central Knights or Golden Knights to beat TCU. I really do. I think they got a good shot.
I thought about that game hard. I'm not going to say if it's one of mine, but I thought about that game real hard. That'll wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us here on the stream, and a few people that came by. 4 or 5 people said hi here at Sliders Oyster Bar. That'll wrap it up. Our Thursday show is in the books. Thanks to everybody involved at Sliders Oyster Bar. Tomorrow we do it live 4 to 6. You know that by now. Happy hour down at Bricks Jack's Beach on a Friday. Come by, say hi, or make sure you watch the stream. Terry Norvelle and, of course, Patrick Young and Zach Rothrock. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
See you later.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.